Dr. Patricia Porter again with the third of 4 videos about kids and video games. I'm talking about this because this comes up often when I present to parents about how they can help their children. They want to know how they can help their children not play video games because they have to do schoolwork and homework. So the first video was an introduction to the topic, why it is a problem. Video games can be quite educational. It's only a problem when too much time is spent on video games. Now you have to decide what is too much time. I suggested that 3 hours of screen time a day is way enough time for a child. More than that, it becomes a worry. Now, if you think your child is spending too much time on video games, you really ought to take note of what I'm saying. And the second video looked at the reasons why children play video games. And there's one reason that I forgot, and that is for entertainment. If kids need entertaining, or they want to be entertained, then they can easily go to video games. It's there, it's ready, it's fun, it's pretty, it's colourful, it's exciting. They want to be entertained. We all want to be entertained at times. So entertainment is sort of the opposite side of the coin from boredom. If they're bored, they might want to be entertained, but they may not be bored and they might just want to be entertained. So that's the 6th reason kids play video games. The others are peer pressure. Their friends are doing it. They want to keep up with their friends, or they want to show off their score. Boredom I have mentioned. They want something to do. Avoidance. They want to not to do something they don't want to do, so they play video games instead. It's much easier, much more fun. Peer pressure. Success. Video games are good. You get constant little successes. And addiction. Unfortunately, these games are made to be addictive, and kids can get addicted to these games. So how do you know the reasons for your child playing video games? Not just for half an hour or so, but at a time when he or she should be doing something else. Well, there's a series of questions that you can ask, and the answers to these questions will help you uncover why your child is struggling to learn. I'm going to read these questions out. I will get these written down in an article so you have them to hand. Okay, these questions. Find out what games they play. What games do you actually play? Ask them to show you what they're playing. You might not understand it, you might not understand the appeal of it, but you need to know what your child is playing. Okay? And can I watch you play it? You need to know what they're doing. How are they doing this? Watch what they're doing. Let them show off to you about what they're doing. Okay. Why do you like that game? What's exciting about it? Why do they like that game in particular? Ask them the reasons. It'll give you a bigger understanding into what they're doing and why they're doing it. How many of your friends play the same game? Find out if it's a group game or if they're doing it under peer pressure. And ask, who do you play with? If you're playing in a group, who is in your group? That's important to know for all kinds of reasons. Okay? What level are you at? Let him show off, or her show off the level he's at. What level are your friends at? Okay? Is it a group level or is it an individual level? What prizes do you earn? Do you earn points? Do you earn tools? What do you earn when you do something right, when you get through a certain barrier? When do they play these games? Do they play them at school? Do they play them at home? Do they play them in their room? Do they play them before school? Do they play them at lunchtime? Find out when they play the games. That will give you some indication of how much time they're actually spending playing these games. Do you play in school times? When do you play the games? What does playing these games stop you doing? What would you be doing if you weren't playing video games? That might be tricky for them to answer, but it's definitely worth asking. Do you spend money on these games? How do you spend money? Do they have a credit card? How do you buy stuff? How do they get money out of you? Because many of these games, players can spend money. And why do you spend money? What's the reason for spending money on these games? Are you buying skills? Are you buying extra levels? What is you buying? You need to know this. These games can get expensive. Have you ever spent money on one of these games? And how do you pay? How do you actually pay if you're buying stuff on video games? Something you need to know, okay? The video company may have information that you don't want them to have. You need to know this, okay? And yes, the last question is, what information does the game have about you? What information have you given to this game or to the people playing this game about you? Again, that's important privacy information that you need to know. If you get answers to some of these questions, it will help you understand better why your child is playing video games. It may be that they are lonely and they play them to keep up with their friends, to have friends. It may be that they're avoiding doing something they don't like to do. Find out what they don't want to do. You may be homework, but it may be more different than that. It may be more intense at some level. Okay, definitely find out if they are paying anything and what information they have given. It may be nothing, it may be totally innocent, but you need that information. And you need that information so you can protect the child and so you can protect yourself. So ask these questions and look at them in terms of avoidance, peer pressure, success, although success works for everybody. Everybody finds that a good reason for doing this kind of stuff. Addiction, you really want to know if your child is addicted. You can check on that. Ask your child if he thinks about the games when he's not playing, if he dreams about the game, if he visualizes the game when he's not actually playing the game itself. That's a sign that it's becoming addictive, and you need to be careful with this. And what's the other one? Bored. Is your child bored? Does he need entertaining? Try and find out the reasons why. These are good questions to ask. You may be surprised at the answers, but the answers are very important and you need to know what they are. As I've said, I will hopefully get you a PDF with these questions in, so you have the information to hand as you need it. In the next video, I'm going to give you some strategies that you can use to wean your child off excessive video game playing. These strategies relate to the reasons. That's why you have to ask the questions first. So you're not going to use strategies which don't work and just annoy your child and spoil your relationship with your child. You don't want that to happen. Okay? Take care. Next video coming up.